For the sports lovers out there who like to get their gamble on, whether it be on the NBA games, NFL, Major League Soccer, even National Hockey League, Major League Baseball, even college sports, go to betus.com to make that bet. If you use the promo code TKT for the Clown Times, you get up to 125% of the sign-up bonus, which is up to $2,500. Another perk you can see, you can bet on the go, which means you can bet anytime, anywhere on your mobile device. You get fast payouts, so you can get your payouts immediately every single time. Do not have to wait. And you can do live betting when you can bet during the game, whether it's early or the best lines, you can do it all. So anyway, please sign up for betus.com. Use the promo code TKT for the Clown Times. You'll be able to do so, right? Check out betus.com, where the game begins. What's going on, guys? Just doing this rare The Clown Hour podcast like format, except this won't take 30 to 45 minutes or whatever. Just wanted to pay tribute to the late, great Bill Russell. For those who don't know, he passed away today at the age of 88. He died peacefully with his wife and family. I mean, how do you begin to describe Mr. Russell? I mean, he's obviously a Hall of Famer. I mean, he has numerous accomplishments. He was 11-time NBA champion as a player, twice champ as a coach, a player coach. So 13 total. He's a 5-time NBA MVP. He's 12-time All-Star. He's 11-time All-NBA teamer. He was on the 25th, 35th, 50th, and 75th anniversary teams. He would also go on to average a little over 15 points, 22 and a half rebounds, and a little over 4 assists per game for his entire career. And the thing about him is his biggest accomplishments didn't come on basketball court. It came off the court. He was a champ. To say that he was a champion of civil rights would be a gross understatement. I mean, he did so much for racial equality in this country. He gave up a lot to do it. He sacrificed a lot of money to do so, for sure. I mean, we all know about his acrimonious relationship with like Boston Celtics fans back in the late 50s, throughout the 60s, early 70s, to be honest with you. For example, he noticed that that a lot of the games, like keep in mind, the Celtics were 13-time world champions under Bill Russell's watch as a player and a player coach. But they rarely sold out the Boston Garden for games. Instead, they regularly would sell out for the more mediocre yet all-white Boston Bruins squads of those years. And basically, I think somewhere where the team engaged in fans and say, pretty much like what could be done to actually, improve attendance. They said that the team was, quote, too black. And I'm paraphrasing Bill Russell here, but what he said that, who cares, pretty much. And as a result, he called the Boston press corrupt and racist. Some of the Boston Celtics writers did not like him. In response to that, his retired, when Bill Russell's jersey was retired in 1972, he didn't even attend his own retirement ceremony, didn't attend his own Hall of Fame induction ceremony, because keep in mind, the Hall of Fame is in Springfield, Massachusetts. Not that far from Boston, but still Massachusetts. He had a generally bad taste in his mouth from his experience in the northeastern United States, which that relationship didn't really get reconciled until the very late 90s. And so to the point where the Celtics re-retired his jersey, and to during halftime or before a game, but they had Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar alongside of him. And the crowd gave him a standing ovation, which moved Mr. Russell to tears. And so from that point going forward, the relationship mended with the Boston fans and the media. Because remember, he did not like them, and they returned did not like Mr. Russell as well. And and also there was this, he participated in the summit, I should say, which occurred in 1967 in response to Ali's not wanting to go to Vietnam. He and a few other NFL players, excuse me, and Kareem when he was a college player, and some Olympic athletes such as Rufus Johnson, I believe, joined that summit. Of course, the great Jim Brown, NFL player, joined that as well. So, all those things to me define Mr. Russell more than his accolades on the basketball court. And one last cool thing about him. He was given the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2011. How cool how cool the life that he lived, from being an all-world NBA player, Hall of Famer, to a social justice champion, and to be recognized as such with his Presidential Medal of Freedom. Look, everyone knows I'm a New York Knicks fan, which means I hate the Celtics and the Lakers. But there are few players on teams I hate the most, whether it be in football, basketball, whatever, baseball, whatever, that kind of transcends that petty hatred, if you will. And one of those people at the top of the list has to be Mr. Bill Russell, all-time great. So again, to Russell's family, I wish you some condolences, and everything else. And last but not least, Mr. Russell, yes, you were a hated Celtic, but I always respected the heck out of you. And and aside from my father, you're one of my top heroes. So rest in peace to you, sir, and Godspeed to the family.